Hey, happy Thursday. Thanks for joining us today. I'm meteorologist Taylor Cox, and that next chance for severe storms is on the horizon, okay? We have a risk for storms out to the east today across the Florida Panhandle, but really what we're watching for is that risk on Saturday. And it's pretty impressive, especially 3 days out, so we'll talk about that here in just a few minutes. Now, we do have more winter weather arriving, not only this weekend, but also early next week, okay? So if you saw that winter weather across the south yesterday, you saw that sleet, you saw that snow across the north, you're going to see that once again early next week. So this winter weather, unfortunately, not going away anytime soon. It's hanging on, and so is that cold weather. Temperatures are 25 degrees below average for this time of the year for some of us today. Really, really impressive. Hey, before we get started on the forecast, head over to raising-hail-tour.com after this video is over and sign up for the Raising Hail Tour. We just had our Chicago Raising Hail Tour yesterday. It was a great event. We have a lot of fun things planned for Denver, Omaha, and Orlando coming up within the next few weeks. We show the behind the scenes of our CEO, Derek Klein, on the set of the Twisters movie. We talked to Derek about his forecasted, what he expects for 2025 severe weather season, specifically in terms of hail. If you've never heard of Derek's hail forecast, you're definitely going to want to come to this event. And then we have some great speakers from across the restoration industry to talk about really complex things like how to close a claim, the law that goes behind that, and any new updated law. They also talk about what you need to know as we head into the severe weather season. So we've got a lot that we can offer at the Raising Hail Tour. Here's a code, $10 off. Use code RHTTaylor10 for $10 off at the raising-hailtour.com. Alrighty, taking a look at yesterday's storm reports. We did have a very, very busy day yesterday. Look at this, a tornado watch issued pretty early on in the afternoon. We saw lots of severe thunderstorm warnings across just the south of Jackson, across Mississippi, across Alabama. And then as we head into the overnight hours, these storms crossed into Georgia. We had over 20 tornado warnings in this area. And thank you, Robert Neves. We like Letter Labs as well. If you don't know Letter Labs, they talk about marketing at our Raising Hail Tour. Robert Neves said these events are awesome. Thank you for joining us yesterday in Chicago, Robert. I love listening to Letter Labs. They make their speakers, their talk, not only engaging and fun to listen to, but you get marketing techniques that you can take into your severe weather season, which is great. Whenever we have outbreaks like this, you need to know what to do after those tornadoes hit. We saw one really impressive storm crossing over the state line here as we headed into the eastern side of Alabama here. We continued to watch these storms over the next few hours as we headed into the overnight hours, and then we finally saw those storms start to relax into the overnight hours. We're still seeing some severe weather, however, this morning. We are having a few technical difficulties, but I think we've got them figured out. Okay, good to know. So yes, this morning and then into this early afternoon, now the leftover storms are into the panhandle of Florida, and they are once again potentially severe. We're watching for a level 1 tornado risk here and a high wind risk. That hail risk is really low. But the rest of the country, if you didn't see storms yesterday, the rest of the country got that really cold air. So we are below average, anywhere from the north all the way down to southern Texas. Most of us are feeling that bitterly cold chill, not only today, but also tomorrow. Temperatures, they try to rebound tomorrow. Some of us get some warmer weather. Denver, the western side of Oklahoma, the western side of Texas, but others stay really cold. You know, you see out to the northeast, we're still feeling those frigid temperatures. And I do think that we're going to trend below average as we head into the weekend and early next week, and then we're going to see another chance for severe storms. So we have the severe storms down into Florida right now. We have that winter weather up to the north and east. We also have a surge of moisture coming off of the Pacific Ocean here into the coast of California, and what this is going to do is it's going to bring non-stop rain, just consistent rain into this area that just recently had tons of fires. So over those burn scars, it's really, really difficult to absorb that rain. All that soil is really, really moist, so we're watching for some potential not only flooding issues, but we could also see landslide and rock slide issues in this area as well. So the moisture is coming in out to the west. We've got a triple point set up out here as well. You can see that occluded front, that cold front, and then that warm front where they all meet up right there. That is called a triple point. The rest of us, pretty quiet today, quiet and cold. 21 degrees here in Oklahoma City with a wind chill. It makes it feel even colder than that. 13 out in Kansas City, 33 in Denver. How often do you see Denver warmer than Oklahoma City, warmer than Dallas? 4 degrees up in Minneapolis right now as well. Let's go over your current alerts. So as we head out to the west, these pinks and purples are mainly winter weather alerts. One thing we don't often see in this area is an ice storm warning. You could see up to 0.3, so 0.3 of an inch of ice. Doesn't sound like enough, but if that starts to freeze on power lines and tree limbs, that is perfect conditions for power outages in this area. The rest of the west coast is looking at winter weather, mainly up in the upper elevations. We have a winter storm warning highlighted there in pink for not only today, but also tomorrow and Saturday. A winter weather advisory for the same time period, and a flood watch. Remember where I said that just this consistent moisture is going to bring round after round of rain, creating a flood threat to the west coast of Florida. And headed off to the east, we still have a flood threat across the Tennessee Valley. So we've got Tennessee, Kentucky, and portions of the Virginias included in this. That flood watch goes all the way until Sunday. So once again, not getting rid of this anytime soon. A winter weather advisory in our far New England states, far north New England states as well. One thing that I do want to point out is we're still watching for that lake effect snow. We could get a band or two to set up just off the lake here going into New York, and we could get up to 14 inches in this very localized area on the western side of New York. That's just the nature of lake effect snow. It's extremely localized. So let's get into that forecast here. I'm sure you're wondering for a good portion of us, okay, you said we're going to see severe weather again. You said we're going to see winter weather again. Where is it, okay? Not today, not tomorrow. All of that's going to stay out to the west, okay? Upper elevations, maybe coming as far east as Colorado, but for the most part, a lot of that winter weather, that flooding, is going to stay out to the west. Right now, we are watching for some strong to severe storms coming across the panhandle of Florida into the southern portion of Georgia. I think that as these progress farther to the south and east, they are going to start to weaken and become sub-severe if they are not at that point already. Friday, once again, we're watching for those snow showers out to the west, but most of us are dry and quiet through the rest of the U.S. Here's your wind threat for today. I mentioned those storms continuing to track to the east. You can see that they're kind of on the edge of this line right now. They're near Live Oak. As they continue to progress, we're not going to see the severe issues as much. Tornado threat still remains at a level 1 for today, so it's something to note over the next few hours, but as we head into the evening hours tonight, not as worried about that severe weather threat. As I mentioned, Friday, pretty quiet. Maybe a little quiet here. Not too worried about any winter weather that comes into the northern portion of Oklahoma. I think that we're going to see our big winter show early next week. Friday, not too worried about it. Now, Friday night into Saturday morning, the Midwest, the far Northeast is going to see all of that snow. Look down to the south. Here you go. Saturday morning, you're going to start to see that line, and you're already kind of starting to see it on this future radar here. Anywhere from Cincinnati to Memphis, you'll start to see a little bit of a boundary set up here. Now, I'm not terribly worried about it until we get into the afternoon hours on Saturday, and then what we're watching for are storms anywhere from Houston all the way across the deep south in a very similar location to where we saw those storms yesterday. So let's get into it. There's your risk. It's a level 3 highlighted here in orange. It's pretty faint, but I think you can see it right there. Highlighted in yellow, we see these storms stretch anywhere from Austin just to the north of Houston. This area right here, this is where I think we could be watching for the best chance for hail. One more time for the people in the back. This area right here, East Texas, is the best chance for hail. As these storms continue to move to the east through the afternoon and overnight hours into Saturday, we're going to start to see more of a wind risk and a tornado risk. So we have that chance for severe weather to increase, to become more likely as we head into the evening hours, into this area highlighted in orange, through Jackson, Mississippi, through the western portion of Alabama. This will start to die out as we head into the early morning hours on Sunday, starting to clear off for the southeast by Sunday evening. But again, that severe risk, the timing there, Saturday afternoon into the evening hours, starting off with a hail and wind risk, transitioning into a wind and tornado risk. Lots of information there, but if you missed it, you can always go back and watch this video again. Up to the north, while there's storms ongoing down to the south and east, very similar to what we saw yesterday, we're going to have snow up in Chicago, snow all the way through the Midwest, and snow into our New England states as well. Now, I mentioned snow for the plains. So what are we talking about here? Monday into Tuesday, we are expecting that snow to return to the plains. Some of this could come with ice. So that's definitely something to keep an eye on as we head into early next week. But I'm getting ahead of myself here. We're not even through this week yet, okay? Let's take our time. Let's slow down. Let's talk about Saturday once again. Very similar to what we saw yesterday, that main risk will be tornado and wind risk. I did bump that hail risk up just a little bit, again, for the eastern side of Texas. What about your snow and ice accumulation here? We're bookended by it. Out to the west, out to the east. That's where we're watching for the most amount of snow over the next 24 hours. Friday night into Saturday, you're going to see more snow across the Midwest and into the Northeast. You can see these areas highlighted here in pink. That would be your ice accumulation, ice across Pennsylvania and the Virginias as well. Does this go all the way into Tuesday? There we go. Okay, we're getting a little bit of snow here. As we head Tuesday, whenever we have that next chance for winter weather down in the southern plains, what are we watching for here? The biggest and best chance for snowfall totals will be just to the south of Kansas City. Ice, I've seen several models on this. Some models want to bring that ice risk to the eastern side of Oklahoma, western side of Arkansas, and the northern half of the state. Some want to push this a little bit farther to the west. Obviously, that's going to be a lot more impactful if it's closer to the big cities, if it's closer to the highways here. We've got Tulsa and Oklahoma City right here. Not as impactful if we head into the western side of Arkansas. So we'll have to see exactly where that lines up. But again, we're still 4 or 5 days out from this event. So you're going to have to make sure that you are keeping an eye on the forecast over the next few days. Taking a look at your future temperatures. Guys, it's cold. You're going to need your big coat. Not today, not tomorrow, not just today and tomorrow. The entire week, the entire weekend. It's cold. 6 degrees up in Bismarck. That's your high. 10 degrees below zero on Saturday morning. 49 in Oklahoma City. Okay, we'll take it. We've got 31 up in Chicago. It's cold. We're not getting above freezing for quite some time for many of these cities here. Let's see, Sunday afternoon, any improvement? No, it's still cold here. Right around freezing here in Oklahoma City, 31 out in Denver, 14 degrees in Kansas City, 8 degrees by Monday morning in St. Louis. You're going to want that jacket, the gloves, the coat, the scarf, the hat, two pairs of socks, your hand warmers. It's pretty cold out there. Is this going away anytime soon? No, it's not. We get into the middle to the late portion of February, and we are still cold. We have a really good chance to be below average for a good portion of the U.S., not only from our plains all the way down to the south, but also through the Midwest and then out to the north and east. The chances, the highest chances for cold weather will be anywhere from the plains all the way out to the Midwest, that area highlighted in dark blue, purple. What about that chance for precipitation? Now, we like to say the chance for rain, but this time of the year it could be rain or snow. What this tells us here is that we have an above average, we have a good chance for above average wet weather. Does that make sense? If that doesn't make sense, here's what this means. We'll probably stay in this active pattern. You know how we had snow and storms yesterday? We have snow and storms in the coming days as well. This tells us we'll probably continue that pattern all the way into the middle to the end of February. All right, thanks for joining us today. A really busy forecast. We're going to have a busy forecast tomorrow as well. But we don't just do short-term forecasts. We also do long-term forecasts. So as I mentioned, that we have that hail forecast. Eric gives that hail forecast at the Raising Hail Tour. We have phenomenal speakers there that you can chat with and make sure that you're networking, get some tips and tricks to start your severe weather season. February 25th is our next location for the Raising Hail Tour in Denver, Colorado. Omaha, March 4th, March 11th, in Orlando, where we're going to give a hurricane forecast as well. There's your code to save $10 off. You also get a free t-shirt and a free lunch with this event. And hey, follow us on all social media channels. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok, or give us a call if you're interested in a hail, wind, or tornado map. Yes, we were mapping the storms yesterday. Yes, you have access to that map today. Not only today, you had access to that map last night when it was happening. Our meteorologists map in almost real time. So give us a call if you are interested in that map, 855-334-4245, or email us at info@hailtrace.com. Head over to our website for more information, hailtrace.com. All right, thanks for joining us on this Thursday. We'll see you back here, same time, same place for your forecast tomorrow.